Talk about things being memed.
So maybe that's why.
Do you think meme power ruins films in some way? Because Dark Knight
Depends how much it's been overdone.
okay.
Dude, in Interstellar, there's that one frame where Matthew McConaughey is like fucking tearing up.
Yeah.
And it was a really emotional moment.
I love that meme.
And then like I recognize that fucking meme because obviously I do and I've never seen the film, and it cuts to that shot of him in the chair.
Yeah.
And it fucking ruined the moment. Because it was this extremely powerful emotional moment. Completely fucking ruined it because I did it's a meme.
That was me when I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
This is sometimes like seeing memes in their natural habitat after you've just like experienced them is such a weird feeling.
Well, like if you don't know where a meme comes from, and then you're like, like what the? I remember I watched Dexter when I was like 2016 or something, and you remember that
surprise motherfucker.
Surprise motherfucker. I remember the first time I watched Dexter and that meme came up, and I was like, holy fuck, it's from this.
I had no idea.
Do you think Oppenheimer is?
I was about to ask you the same question. Did you guys watch Oppenheimer?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
Did you like it?
Yeah, loved it.
Honestly, it's something that I think this is true for every Christopher Nolan film. I'm going to appreciate it more as time goes on, I think. I think Dark Knight is the only one, out of like his mega hits that I don't think I've appreciated more as time has gone on. I still think it's a fantastic film, but there's so much about The Dark Knight now, I think has just been ruined by pop culture for me. Like I can't hear a Joker line from The Dark Knight and just not like cringe a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
It is
a bit edgy.
Because, when I saw this, I was like, what, like 18?
Or
19?
2008.
Is it 2008?
Oh, I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it way after.
Yeah, so I watched it when it came out in 2008. And I was like, whenever I hear a Joker line, I get reminded to what I thought was cool when I was 18. You know what I mean?
God, yeah.
Because at the time, this took over pop culture. Everyone was quoting this for like everything. And people still quote it to this day. They still have cosplay this version of the Joker. And to be fair, I think
it is the best Joker.
It is my favorite Joker.
Yeah.
I think Heath Ledger fucking did an amazing job doing it. I just think I've been overexposed to The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
If anything.
Can we all agree that The Dark Knight Rises is just like really funny?
I honestly don't remember much from that film.
I think that movie is just really funny. The more times I rewatch it, or even just like scenes with Bane, I'm like, Bane is the most hilarious Batman villain we've ever had. Because
he's pretty funny.
Because you can't fucking understand a word he's saying.
Yeah, Tom Hardy kind of wish you
like the idea was cool, but just the way that the fucking I'm like, all right, sick, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Dark Knight is the best of the Dark Knight trilogy.
What's next?
And probably
Godfather
my favorite
Part
Batman
2.
film as well.
I think Godfather Part 2 is better than 1. I don't know if is that controversial?
That's not controversial.
Is it not? I don't know. I don't know.
Controversial.
This is my first time watching it.
I haven't seen either film in a long time, so I can't really.
I mean,
say,
Godfather Part 2 was that film that everyone was like, this is the example everyone talked about when they were like, oh, sequels are always worse than the original. And Dark Knight 2 was the one example people always came up with to be like, no, not every sequel. I mean, there's Godfather 2.
Yeah. What's I haven't watched the next movie.
Apparently the next movie is shit. I haven't seen Godfather 3.
Sorry, I did watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
Godfather 3 is it's bad.
Yeah, it was
bad.
pretty bad. It wasn't like awful, but like after watching Godfather 1 and 2,
yeah,
it's kind of like, wow,
yeah,
damn,
it was kind of unnecessary.
That's not good. All right, well, let's go to the. I haven't watched 12 Angry Men. I have not watched.
Such a good fucking movie.
I've watched this. Yeah.
Does it still hold up? Should I watch it?
It still holds up to this day.
Because right now in Japan, it kind of sucks because I don't want to go to the movies at 9 a.m. But 9 a.m. in every most Toho cinemas, they play old movies.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the ones they're playing.
So what's so great about this one is it's one of the first films I watched when I was going through this list where, it really shows how well a movie can be carried by script alone. Because this movie takes place basically in one room. Right? Yeah. It's one room, and it's, as the title says, it's just 12 men. And they're discussing over whether they should convict this kid over a murder because they're in a courtroom, right? And they are the jury. And as the film evolves, you see one man be able to turn an entire room of having one unified opinion of, you know, wanting to convict this kid to one domino at a time falling as this man convinces them, hey, maybe the story isn't what you think it is. Maybe we should reevaluate everything we've heard. And seeing so many personalities clash just in like one room, this like it still holds up to this day. And it's one of, you know, I do think for its time and for now, it's one of the greatest examples of how to do a film with pure characters, pure dialogue, and pure script. And that's all you need. And
I agree.
It's fucking amazing.
I had to write so many essays about this book when I was at school. Did you? We did like a whole year-long thing about 12 Angry Men. So we had to read the original book. We had to read the movie. I watched the movie multiple times. And yeah, it's...
so what were your essays about?
Just, again, it's about like how powerful scripting and character writing is and how so much harder it is than it seems.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, when people think like, oh, character writing, it's like, oh, yeah, just like figure out, like just make a character and then write about it. I'm like, yeah, but it's so much easier said than done, especially if you want it to be not only cohesive to the entire film, but also like, you know, getting people to care about fictional characters is way harder than it seems.
Yeah.
And 12 Angry Men does that perfectly.
Oh yeah, there is so many good like lines in this, so many good characters, and the way they are able to characterize everyone with like distinctive character types, almost like immediately, is one thing that I think this film does really, really well.
Yep.
And another thing I think this film does really, really well as well is not knowing what's going to happen next. You know, there is this,
no spoil for me.
yeah, no spoilers. But I remember, because I was watching this, I was like, this was, I think, one of the first black and white films I ever watched. And I was at the age where I was like, I don't want to watch black and white films.
Where's the color?
This is some old shit. I don't care about what people in the 60s were doing. And for like the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm gonna switch this off. I'm not gonna watch. And then there is one scene that involves a knife. And then that's all it took. I'm not gonna say what happens, but there is one scene where a knife comes out. And then from that moment on, I was like,
locked in.
I was like completely locked in. I forgot I was watching an old movie. I was like, holy shit, what just happened?
Hell yeah.
Damn, I want to know.
All right.
Yeah, this
definitely
is
recommend.
Easily worth, being top 10.
Oh, easily.
Oh, easily.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite old movie. I think one of the only black and white movies I actually really, really enjoy from the olden days.
All right, next one. God knows all about this one. Return of the King.
Wow, a film I can actually talk about because I watched this one.
Well, no, you watched
with the boys.
You didn't watch all of it.
I think we started like 40 minutes in.
40 minutes in and then we didn't even finish it.
So I must have like such a weird Lord of the Rings journey because I have now officially watch The Fellowship of the Rings and the last 40 minutes of Return of the King.
So ass. Oh my god.
I mean, what can you say?
This is just one of the goats.
Oh, this is, yeah.
I feel like all of the movies are very good. I think it's like I don't get mad when anyone tells me like where they put each movie because I'm like, look, they're all 9 out of 10s. They're all amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, my preference, I like the Two Towers.
The Two Towers?
Really?
Yeah, I like the Two Towers the most.
I think that was my least favorite out of
Dude, I just love the Battle of Helm's Deep. It's just so fucking good.
That is a good scene.
It just goes on because you're sitting there watching it and you're like, it can't keep going. And it just keeps going. And it's like the most epic shit of all time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lord of the Rings as a trilogy is like fucking masterpiece.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why it's considered like the GOAT of fantasy.
I mean, I watched The Fellowship of the Rings for the first time, as you guys know.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Yep.
And apparently that's not even the best one.
Yep.
Wow, Two Towers is the lowest rated out of all of them?
Yeah, but
I think that's the general consensus.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, I guess when you're in the middle of the story, it's kind of a tough spot to be in because you're
Not to say that Two Towers is bad, but it's just
my favorite.
It's the hardest to like, I guess, get people to care to watch because it is kind of just like in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
The only downside to this movie is that some of the CGI is not great nowadays. When you watch it, you're like,
I mean, it was great for its time.
Yeah, I think some of them look good, but I think in the Return of the King, a lot of the big things like the beasts and shit did not look great.
It's crazy to think this came out over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show, like, when you make a fucking banger trilogy, it just stays around. It just doesn't go. Like, I feel like Lord of the Rings is one of those franchises that has had nothing good made in a long time, but people are still like, but it's just the GOAT, and everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I love talking about Lord of the Rings. It's fucking epic.
I saw
Hobbit was ass. Hobbit sucked.
I never watched Hobbit.
The Hobbit
watched
fucking
Hobbit.
sucked.
Really?
Did you watch the new Lord of the Rings TV series?
No, I heard it was terrible.
What's it called again?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
I just can't, because I don't want to watch it and be sad, because that's what The Hobbit made me feel.
Yeah.
The Hobbit, like, you have this jovial 30 minutes of like, oh my God, it's the Lord of the Rings again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, no.
It's not.
It's dragging this out so much.
Yeah.
No, what happened?